Welcome to a Blood and Pigment ship review. I am Joseph, joined by
Guy.
And today we're going to be looking at the Brigantine from Firelock Games Blood and Plunder. The Brigantine was a popular choice for pirates and one of the very first ships Firelock Games made in the first Kickstarter, and it cost 16 points.
The Brigantine's max speed is 4. It has a sail setting for 4 inches, 3 inches, 2 inches, and 0 inches. Its windward value is -1, and it has a turn value of 3 inches.
The Brigantine's hull fortitude is 4, and its hull integrity is 6, taking 18 hits to drop the ship's fortitude to 1. So it's hard to sink the ship. The rigging on this ship has a fortitude of 3 and integrity of 5. The draft for the ship is 6.
The Brigantine is a 3-deck ship. Its forecastle can hold 17 models. Its main deck can hold 20 models with light cannons, or 24 without. The poop deck can hold 19 models.
You can mount 4 swivels on the forecastle. The ship's main deck can be armed with 4 light or medium cannons in 2 pairs. Its poop deck can also be armed with 4 light or medium cannons and 2 swivels.
The Brigantine has the special rules stay sails, sweeps 2, and hybrid rig.
The ship has 1 possible upgrade, the shallow draft trait, for 3 points. So this Brigantine was one of the first ships I got. I think it's kind of a middling ship. In my article on my blog, when I wrote about it, I said it was the most middle of all ships. It does everything, sort of.
Especially if you look at it on the ship list, it is right between the sloop and the frigate.
Right.
In what it does.
So it does have some strengths. It is the cheapest 3-deck ship, I believe. Is that right?
This is the cheapest 3-deck ship.
So if you want to run more than 4 units, this is an easy way to do it, cheapest way to do it. You can run up to 6 units on this ship. Another thing I like about it is its windward is only -1 compared to all the other 3-deck ships. I believe all the other ones have a windward of -2. The flute, galleon, frigate, all of those have a 2 penalty.
The frigate does go 5, so it matches the Brigantine in speed.
Right. Yeah, it's faster downwind, and upwind it's the same because of the better speed overall. So yeah, Brigantine isn't the fastest. Goes 4 inches regular, 3 inches upwind. The sloop can go faster upwind. The frigate can go faster downwind, and this one's right in the middle, like we said, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, but you know who makes the Brigantine into the fastest ship?
I don't play the French. Who is it?
It's Jean Pinel, the French Buccaneer commander, makes the Brigantine into an amazing ship. It works with all the Brigantine rules, but it also gives them a better version of Swift that is always active when you're windward, and drops that windward value to 0. So you go 4 against the wind, just like a sloop.
That sounds good.
It is amazingly good. It does have a caveat that you can only carry 6 guns, but that's really not a problem with the Brigantine.
You're just knocking off 1 pair.
Yep. I do like this. Speaking of armament, I do like the Brigantine's swivel gun placement.
Yeah, 4 in the front is deadly, isn't it?
It is quite deadly, and it is great to have a ship that has the leading forecastle having 4 swivels on it. It feels really good when that's the first deck that makes contact and you get to roll those 12 dice.
Makes it a good aggressive ship, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. And the 2 swivels in the back paired with 2 cannons really isn't that bad either. You know, the only bad deck would really be the main deck on this ship, which is kind of funny.
Just the 2 pairs of cannons, right?
Yeah, 2 pairs, and it's almost as big as the poop deck. You know, holding 24 models compared to 19 models.
Right on the front. Yeah, these decks are the most equal of pretty much all the ships, all the 3-deck ships.
Yeah.
As well, the flute is kind of weird because it has the subsection deck, so it's kind of similar, just bigger. But yeah, what were the numbers there? 17, 20, or 24, and then 19. So all pretty
Yeah.
close to the same size.
So with cannons, you could actually have 56 models on this ship, which is not bad at
Hmm.
all. Now, Joseph, we've been tacking around a couple problems with the Brigantine. What really don't you like with the Brigantine?
The main thing I don't like about it is just not very focused, and that's kind of the theme of being a middling ship. It's not really a gunship. It only has 4 cannons, and they're spread out. There's not a nice group of 3 like the sloop or the frigate. So it can do cannons, but not super well. It's not really a fast ship, unless you have Jean Pinel. It can go upwind okay, but it's nothing special going downwind,
Only
and it's nothing
3
special going
inches.
upwind. Yep. So it's not a great boarding ship.
No, it's for
So the lack of focus is what I really don't like about it. Its main weakness, in my opinion.
yeah. When you read about what a brigantine was historically, where it was considered more maneuverable and faster than a sloop, and that's why so many pirates in history chose the brigantine. I'm amazed that it doesn't have those quantities in this game. And for a 3 deck ship, it doesn't have a lot of cannons. Like I have it has the same number of cannons as the Corvette. Even the Corvette has 2 more if you count the chasers.
Chasers, right? So it was actually supposed to be faster than the sloop? More
Yeah,
maneuverable?
yeah, it's supposed to be faster and more maneuverable than a sloop, and that's really the terrible thing with hybrid rig. It should be able to tack reliably, but like what you were mentioning before, going against the wind with that -1 windward value, you have to drop down a sail setting to be able to use hybrid rig. So you'd only be going 2 inches against the wind.
That doesn't sound very maneuverable, does
No, no, it does not sound more maneuverable than the sloop that gets to go 4 inches windward.
it? Right. And turn full 4.
Yeah,
Maybe this ship suffers a bit from early design syndrome. This is one of the first ships they made.
yeah, and I really, if I could remake the Brigantine, I would take away that 2 inch sail setting, so sails would do something more of, or be more useful.
All right. Stay Sails would let you go 3 all the time.
Yeah, just
That would be cool.
3 against the wind, and then that way you'd be able to use hybrid brake to tack against the wind reliably.
Kind of wish it just had fore and aft rig, although it obviously doesn't literally, but just being able to tack reliably at any speed would make it more interesting, wouldn't it?
It would, especially because the model has that gigantic gaff sail on the back.
Right.
That it's the sail is larger than the sloop sail.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, at least it was on mine. You know, but yeah, I really wish that these special rules for the Brigantine respected it more. I do like using this ship though. I like how it looks. I like its weapon placement, like we talked about.
All those swivels in the front. This is probably my least used ship. I've used the Sloop of War variant a little bit more just because I used it for a campaign where I used it through the entire set of games. So I'm familiar with the hull, but then it acts quite a bit different with a different sail configuration.
Sail configuration, its speed, it gets to go 5 inches, and its hull. I believe it has another point of integrity.
I think its windward is 2 as well. So yeah, it's a very different ship.
Yeah, different completely.
We've looked at some of the strengths and weaknesses in the Brigantine. How would you rate it as a whole?
I would give the Brigantine a 3 out of 5. I believe the ship has a place in the game, and I love the look of it. It just isn't a good warship, and isn't very good at fighting against the frigate and even the sloop. What would you give the Brigantine?
With the Brigantine rig, yeah, I think it's probably one of the weaker ships in the game. It has that, it's right in the awkward spot. If you want to go fast, you can fit the same points into a sloop. If you want to be tough, you can fit the same points into a frigate. So yeah, probably 2.5 or 3 out of 5 stars. Cannons. Yeah, the cannon thing is issue 2. But that being said, it's still not a bad ship. You can win with it. You can play well with it. It's balanced enough. I wish I had a little extra speed and maneuverability, but it's not a bad ship. We should mention the Sloop of War variant is a nice alternative if you like the look of the ship but want to play a little stronger variation.
At only $80, this is a great ship kit to get to build, and to build as a sloop of war. You will need some extra dowels that can be bought at a variety of places, but the sloop of war is just so much better of a ship than the Brigantine is.
A little faster, a little tougher, not as maneuverable. It's a little clunkier, but it's definitely a
You
little
get
more
to
of a
take
warship.
advantage of that. Yeah, you get to take advantage of that 5 speed, which is great.
Right. It has a windward of -2, so it's the same going upwind, but you can go faster when you need to. So
And
I like playing that ship.
And the Brigantine is a huge ship at 11 inches long, and its width at its skids is 4.5 inches too.
And that extra width helps it move faster when you turn, right?
Yes, it does. When you get to add the width of the skids when you complete a 180-degree turn to your forward movement. So even going 4 inches or 3 inches windward, this ship can actually outrun somebody that's going that's not turning.
Still not sure exactly how that works, how the math or the geometry works, but it is impressive to see a turning ship outpace a straight running ship.
It is, and it's kind of because they use a inch as the on the turning dial instead of actually making it less of an inch. So when you're turning, if you switch to if you switch sides, you're using the turning radius on. You've actually move up because you're putting the turning tool further away from where you originally had it. So it's kind of a fun geometry thing. Math is still important,
It
uh,
is.
but it has an effect on game. Like the last game that we had that we were playing, I was in a Tartana and you were in a privateer sloop going 5, and actually went faster
Somehow
than
you got there first.
you by turning.
I need to employ the power of the turn more, I guess.
That my motto is always be turning.
Well, I have some more information on the Brigantine over on the Blood and Pigment blogs, along with other articles looking at the stats and strengths and weaknesses of any other ship in the line. So head over to bloodandpigment.com if you're interested in checking out more.
And with that, this has been another Blood and Pigment ship review. Keep your dice ready and the wind at your back.